What's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. What's going on, everybody? I am super excited to be here. It is Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. I am also a certified trichologist. I am your most favorite, your most favorite, girl. She my favorite. I stand for Maisha. I am your favorite trichology mentor, and I am super excited to be here with you this morning. What's going on, everybody? Listen, I'm going to just do a quick class, if that's okay. I want to do a quick class, 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into cash. 5 ways, right? So this is, if you just started, if you've been doing it, you're like, I'm not making any money. The return is like not returning. I want to help you out. So 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into class. A little bit of housekeeping before I get started. I am live on trichology_911 on Instagram. I am also here live on my regular page, Maisha Edmond, on Facebook. I'm also live on Trichology 911 on Facebook and on YouTube, Maisha Edmond. So there's that. Also, what's going on? If you have not gotten your VIP gold or VIP platinum for the powwows in March, you need to do so. Afterpay is available. Gold is $350. Platinum is $750. Gold, you get all the good stuff. Platinum, you get all the good stuff plus one-on-one time with me. So if you're ready to build your business, and remember, a regular strategy session for me for an hour is $500. So you being able to get way more than that and have other people to kind of bounce ideas off of as well is going to be an absolute plus. Get in on that. Also on Monday, if you do not know how to read blood work, when I tell you, just even at its most basic form, like I'm going to be breaking down reading exactly what you need, not all this other stuff, and it costs $250 for this test and all these other things. But if you want to be able to look at blood work, be able to read it, know what you can offer the client, what you can suggest, all of that other stuff, and some of the things that we should not do, that they don't teach you through the course of your regular program, then I need to see you on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is on Zoom. Afterpay is also available. So just pay the $125 today and you work out the rest later, right? And that's like I said, that's through Afterpay. So super excited. I just wanted to make sure that I put all of that out there. Let me see. I got VIP days available, strategy sessions available. But if you want to do the March powwow with me, it's literally a safe space for trichologists, healthy hair care stylists, and hair loss practitioners to let their hair down, close the door behind them, cry, spit, talk about all these things and come out stronger with a strategy for how you are going to make your money. So I really want you to join me for the powwow all month long. Literally, you have me as a mentor for the entire month. Where it's going to be on a late night, right? So I'm saying, get your PJs on, get your ice cream, get your notebook, get you some tissue so you could cry, what I'm saying, and let's go in there, shut the door behind us, really get the strategies, come out fighting, and start to implement those things. You don't have to wait till March is over to implement. I'm going to be giving you things to do every week when we meet so that you can really get in there and start to use it, and you'll start to see the difference. You'll see the difference before March is out. You will be properly positioned for your success. So I'm excited about that. Okay, let's get into it. 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into cash. Something really simple, but I like to be simple because I want you to be able to use this information. And so let's get to it. Okay, so let's go for it. 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into cash, right? So the first one you're going to do is you want to have interactive study often. I know you're like, okay, well, how do I turn that into cash? Because when you can understand the importance of interactive study, it sharpens the critical thinking. Does that make sense? when you study interactively, which means, right? So I have case studies, which is considered a interactive study course. But if you could get you a group of people, right, some other trichologists that will study with you, and you guys can interactively study, not just like we all sitting together and we're reading and we looking down and all that other stuff, but like really start to quiz each other, really break down everything that you are reading and really challenge each other. It's really going to help you on the back end for you to make money, right? Because you're going to be able to turn that into cash. Because what happened was, when I started to study interactively and I actually started to teach case studies, it really stretched me. So where I was like, okay, this is why this is why this works. This is why this doesn't work. This is how I came up with my class, DIA, which is drug-induced alopecia. Because before, you always know that, oh my gosh, if somebody has cancer and they're on chemotherapy, then that means that they're going to lose their hair, right? So you are just like, kind of like, oh, they're going to lose their hair because they have chemotherapy. This is number one, interactive study, 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into cash. So the first one is interactive study. So as I was studying it, I was kind of like, man, I was driving and I was like, I'm talking to myself. I'm an only child. So, I'm saying, she does that. But when I started breaking down why chemotherapy worked, I was literally able to break down why my treatments would work. And I was able to say, okay, if it's not chemo, what other medications will cause hair loss in this manner, or, in this phase? So as I studied, I realized that the chemotherapy, depending on which medicine it was, it causes hair loss in the anagen phase, which is what? Anagen effluvium, which means what? The hair falls out in the growth phase. So I'm like, okay, what other medications? This is me talking out loud because I'm interactive. What other medications will cause hair loss in the growth phase? Which means that before that hair can push out of the follicle, it's already being attacked. It's already dying. And I found that there were like, there's an antifungal for like a toe fungus. So you taking care of your toe and you losing hair. And you're like, oh my gosh. And so even with the chemotherapy, what I realized, I looked into it more. Y'all know I love a mitochondria. So I was looking at mitochondria, and I was looking at mitosis. And mitosis is simply that mechanism that causes the mother cell to break into the 2 daughter cells. But when you have something like a chemotherapy, depending on the medication, it slows down that multiplication. So if it takes, for example, if it takes 2 weeks for this medication to start to really, kick in, but the client is getting chemotherapy every week, by the time they get to that second treatment, guess what? It's slowing down. Like, it's not reacting. So it's looking like, oh my gosh, their hair just fell out. But at the root of it, that hair is not growing because it got attacked, because the cells are not multiplying. So that was good for me, because then I was able to look at other medications that attack the hair follicle in the growth phase, or in the anagen phase. And so it really made me pay attention to anagen effluvium. Now, how did that make me money? How did that turn into cash for me? It turned into cash for me because when I did my marketing, when I spoke to clients, when I went live on a client page, when I went to different events, I would talk about, are you on this medication? Are you on that medication? If you are, this is why you're seeing hair loss. And you would get so many aha moments. I went to a conference. It was a women's conference. And when I did my section on drug-induced alopecia, or DIA, and I was like going through the list of medications, and I was like, just raise your hand if you hear your medication. And when everybody in there was raising their hand, they all had on wigs, or they all had weaves, or they all had hats. And they were just so so kind of like embarrassed that, you know, they didn't have hair, and I had to let them understand, like, it's not your fault. You're on this medication. This is what it does. This is how I can help you. These are some things that I can do to help you. Of course, I'm not going to tell you stop taking your medication, but these are some of the things that you can do, and this is what you can expect. And this is the life expectancy of, you know, so if you stop this medication, this is how long it takes. But if you do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, then this will help you along the way. So interactive study is one of the things that is going to help you as a trichologist to turn that information into cash. Start to really deep dive into your education and your study, and get you a group of people that want to study too. Right? Because it helps you to challenge the person. If you've ever been in case studies with me, you know, I'm like, I want to challenge you. I don't think that's true. So, you know, I make you think. All right, let's go to number 2. The second way to turn your trichology information into cash is to make sure that you are providing treatment plans and protocols. What? Okay. So I have some notes, right? First of all, you have to know the difference between the two, right? A treatment plan is basically going to be your roadmap to getting a client from what you said at consultation to what you promised them they was going to have after they work with you, right? But the protocols is going to be those things that you string together to build up that particular treatment plan for the client, right? So there's an importance for having structure. Now, I know you're like, Maisha, well, how's that going to make me cash, right? Because when you look at structure, it saves time. Are you still, as a trichologist, new or old, are you still just throwing whatever at the wall and whatever works, that'll be the thing that works? Or do you have a structure? Are you saving time? Are you saving time? So if you missed Monday's class, which was the plan camp, I teach about that. So you want to make sure that you are structuring your treatment plans and protocols in a way that saves you time, which means that you don't have to work with a client for a whole year, if not necessary, depending on the severity, depending on like what the client is dealing with, how many issues they're dealing with at one time, right? Because we do know that most of the clients that I've seen, I don't know about you, most of the clients that I see never have one type of hair loss. And so when you have treatment plans and protocols, you're able to look at what you're offering and you're able to give them what they need in the amount of time allotted for the price that you are offering, right? All right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, one of the best ways to turn your trichology information into cash right now is to price to profit. Price to profit. Make it, first of all, why you should never give discounts. Why are you giving discounts that nobody's asking you for? You like, child, you know, it's usually $25, but today is Thursday. I'm going to take $24 off. You can get me for the low, low price of $1. And as a matter of fact, does your name start with a V? Great. I'm going to give you 50 cents off. So now you have all this great information. You're the solution. And guess what you did? You just gave it away, right? So you have to understand why you don't really give discounts on services. I'd rather give it for free than to give it for a discount. Does that make sense? I'd rather not cheapen it and say, you know, I usually charge this, but you could just give me this much. You know what I'm saying? I would rather give it for free and say, look, let this enhance you. Let it do what it does for you. And when you're ready again, this is the price, as opposed to cheapening what I'm offering. So when I price the profit, I price in a way that's different from how I price as a stylist. You understand? And so basically, I also have to make sure that I'm making it easy to get paid. In pricing for trichology, do not make people chase you to pay you. Do not have them inboxing you and emailing you and texting you and coming to your house and coming to the clinic and all that other stuff. Make it easy to get paid. You know, there's so much to putting your stuff out. It's more than a cute flyer and then maybe you go on live. Do your links work? Does your website work? Do you have old classes up there that maybe you're going to run again, so you want to take that stuff off? But you want to make sure that you are pricing to profit. Why are you spending thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours in Trichology programs only to charge less than you would for a weave? It doesn't make sense, right? So when you start to price to profit, right, knowing that you have the right solution, though, please know you have the right solution. You're not making stuff up. But when you price to profit, if you only get one client for the week, it doesn't hurt. If you get one client for the day, it doesn't hurt because your consultation covers your day. And you've only worked for an hour, but you made $225, $375, or whatever the case. So you want to make sure that what you're doing is pricing to profit. And I believe that that is going to be really good. You want to have a pricing structure. You want to know how to do it. Okay. She said, heck no. Number 4, the fourth thing that you want to do that's going to turn your Trichology info into cash right now is invest in simple tech and marketing, right? So you have to understand that you can effectively use apps for free or little cost, right? On your phone. You always got your phone in your hand. Can you make a video real quick on your phone? Can you add something? Could you add a link to something really quick on your phone? Because simple tech, simple systems today is going to make you tons of money tomorrow. Does that make sense? Just the simple stuff that you do today, having like simple apps like InShot, right? Is going to make you tons of money tomorrow. Being able, if you have an iPhone, using iMovie, you know, taking some footage when you come into your office, into your clinic. Just take some footage. You look real cute today. Set up your phone and, you know, say whatever. Listen, today, I want to give you this, blah, blah, blah. Put it together in iMovie, you know, put a few transitions, some music under it, and put it out. You know what I'm saying? Because people need to know that you are, that you're available, right? So this is really good because your simple systems today, what is your system? I can run to Canva real quick, make me a flyer. I can go ahead and put it into, if I'm making a flyer for a certain thing, I go to my online booking system. I make a link. I put that link into Linktree. And then I put the flyer out. And then when I go live and I say, hey, I'm having a class, the flyer's already out. I say, go to the link in my bio. They click on the link in the bio. And guess what? They get the information. They're able to pay for it. And guess what? You're all of a sudden you sit and mind your business and then you see, oh, shoot, I just got some money. Somebody signed up. So that's really good. And then also with your marketing, look at simple marketing campaigns, right? 3 social media posts, 2-step funnel, Linktree that brings it all together, right? So this is just like one little strategy. Make 3 social media posts for one thing that you have, right? Hey, Jamie. 3 social media posts for something that you're going to present. 3 different looking ones for the same information, right? And then you have a 2-step funnel, which is, it could be anything from, hey, get a free this. And when they get the free this, it takes them to whatever they get. And then they get a little link to buy something else, right? And you put all of that stuff in Linktree, right? Or if you want to have it go right to your website, if you have a sales page, you create a little sales page, put a few buttons, let people know what they're getting, and be done with it, right? But when you make it really crazy and really hard, you know, it is something that will frustrate you and you won't do what you need to do. So we're talking about 5 ways to turn your Trichology information into cash, because you need the money. You done put all this stuff out and you need to make your money back. The final thing that I would say is a good way to make money in Trichology, turning that information into cash, especially if you feel like I'm not really getting people inside the clinic right now, right? But you will once you start marketing. But until then, Make sure that you are still strengthening your virtual trichology practice. I know the world is back open, and I know that some people are not, they're really not focused on making sure that that virtual practice is still up and running. But get your VTP or your virtual trichology practice up and running. Get it set up. Get it set up. Make sure that it is set up, right? You want to make sure that you have an LDTP, right? And that is a long distance treatment plan. If you are a trichologist and you do not have a virtual trichology practice, I believe that you are doing yourself a disservice. If you do not have a way to be accessible online after all that has happened, I believe that you are doing yourself a disservice. Case in point, in the height of the pandemic, okay, everything was shut down. New York opened in July. In September, even though school started, I had this bright idea to take my kids to a place called Camelback, right? So we drove to the mountains, and it's like an indoor water park and hotel and all that other stuff. And of course, it was open, but it was very empty because, people were not traveling. So therefore, my kids and a few others had like the whole resort to themselves. And do you know that because I had set up my virtual trichology practice as well as my long distance treatment plans and how I would do that, how I would structure that. And honestly, the structure is the same for everybody. I just plug in what I need. Okay. The great thing about that, I was sitting by the wave pool. Okay. I'm sitting by the wave pool, and the wave pool is set up kind of looks like a beach where it's like very shallow and then it gets deeper. So I have my chair right at the shallow end. I'm watching my kids. I got my AirPods in. I put a virtual background behind me, like what you see right now. And I literally, with AirPods, was able to do hair loss consultations while I watch my kids splash in the pool, in the wave pool. Okay. I was able to take orders. I was able to send out information. I was able to look at lab work and stuff like that. So I was able to do a little light work that didn't take me a long time. And I was able to do those things, and I was able to enjoy my children. So if you are a trichologist, a hair loss practitioner, you don't always have to just touch the client. So when you understand, remember the first thing that I said was interactive study. If you study and you understand what it is to offer that trichology information, you're able to give that. I trained someone in the height of the pandemic. She became a trichologist certified. She finished her cosmetology license, at my unctioning. And guess what? She still today has never seen, as of the last time I spoke to her, never seen any of her trichology clients outside of Zoom. She is a virtual trichologist. Now, when I remember when the pandemic first hit, there was this girl, she's a business coach. She's not a trichology coach. She's not in the beauty industry like that, like as far as like hair and stuff like that. But I said, you know what? I want to get someone else's perspective. You really should do that, Veronica. I want to get someone else's perspective. I want to know, okay, what do they think I can do as a trichologist? And when she heard trichology, and she was like, oh, I know what that is. And da-da-da-da. Clearly she didn't, because this lady told me for however much she charged me for the hour, that I could not make money online as a trichologist, and I could not make money over Zoom as a trichologist, and that I have to be, she didn't really have anything to help me to enhance my business as a coach, because she says it's impossible to make money online as a trichologist. I immediately shut down. I did not accept anything that she was saying. And when I got off of that, I wrote down all the reasons why I could. And literally from that perspective, I was able to take everything she thought that didn't work, turn it into something that worked, and begin to teach other trichologists how and why they could make money online. Because this is my thing. If you can, okay, one of my favorite movies, okay, don't judge me, okay? One of my favorite movies is My Big Fat Greek Wedding, right? So the father on My Big Fat Greek Wedding, he would say, give me a word. Give me a word and I'll tell you how the root of that word is Greek. Absolutely. I could definitely help you with that. How the root of that word is Greek. So the guy says, I'm just gonna make it up because I don't know. He's like orange. He's like orange, arangelos, right? You know, whatever like that. And he goes, that's a Greek word and da 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 da. Every word is Greek, right? And that's the same thing I had to adopt when I started thinking about Trichology online setup. What we need, what we offer, what does that treatment plan look like, what does follow-up look like, how to get results and how to be consistent, how to be a solution online as a trichologist when clients need to kind of be touched, right? Can you determine if you can take that client on virtually? Because when I took that information, I said, okay, through interactive study, all right, what are the characteristics? That's why everything I teach, it flows into the other. What are the characteristics of this issue? What are they saying is going on? Okay. What are some ways that this could be treated? What is an active ingredient that's needed to attack this? Or what is something that is used to remedy this? Okay. Now, what are some of the basic things that I can have the clients to do that's going to get them on the right path before I give them ABC? And I literally was able to break it down where, okay, this is what it is. Okay, here's this online setup for me. So I'm able to tell other trichologists, okay, well, this is all you need. You need this. When you do this, right, that's going to lead to this. Have them do this. This is a form you need to have. Blah, 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 blah. This is the you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't take a bunch of fancy stuff. Like, eventually, if you can, go ahead with the fancy stuff, but know how to do it grassroots. Know how to do it without all the fancy stuff, right? So that you can help the client virtually. So once again, let me just go over this. 5 ways to turn your trichology information into cash. Number 1, interactive study, because the more you know, the more you grow. Remember what I taught yesterday. The more valuable you are, the more resources you attract. So if you are valuable, people are going to pay for your information. Therefore, you receive resources. So you want to make sure that you are studying interactively, not just reading, but make sure that you're studying with somebody so that they can challenge you. Like how I do case studies. Like, no, that's wrong. What are you talking about? And you be like, no, Maisha, because da 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 da. I want you to prove it. The more that you're strong in your conviction on why the science is going to work and why your thing is going to work, that's how you're going to be better. And so that is going to help you. The next thing is your treatment plan and protocol. Make sure that you have treatment plans. Work on your treatment plans and protocols all the time. When you have when you have that downtime, oh, you know about that case studies, right? I'm like, no, you wrong. When you have that downtime, create protocols based on your demographic. I don't see everything that you see. You don't see everything that I see. So if that's the case, you may only need about 3 or 4 protocols, real strong protocols, especially if you know the type of trichologist that you want to be. Because why are you making a protocol for alopecia areata if you don't want to serve somebody with alopecia areata? If you only want to serve people with traction alopecia, telogen effluvium, and anagen effluvium, hey, Ebony, then what do you care about anything else? Because you're just going to recommend them to somebody else or tell them that you don't help. You don't help them in that capacity. Right? So it's interactive study, it's treatment plans and protocols. The next one is going to be pricing to profit. Make sure that you are not underpricing. Make sure that you're not giving out too many discounts. Ain't nobody asked you for a discount. They said, can you help me? You reading their body language. They probably trying to figure out what they got to move around to pay you. And you're like, it's Thursday. So I'm going to give you, it's free. It's free. I just want to help you. And it's like, that's not what you meant to say. You are the solution. Remember what I said yesterday. You are part of the budget. How you going to make it so part of the budget? You always giving away stuff for free. None of your trichology services should be $75. But that's another thing for another day. Make sure that you're pricing to profit. Also, invest in simple tech and marketing. What apps do you have on your phone? Not just games. I know you don't just have games. I know you're not sitting there with that $1,000 phone and you're not making money on that $1,000 phone. You should literally be able to, when you open up your phone, you should at least have one money notification on your phone a day. And if you price to profit, if you only have one, you're still satisfied. You understand what I'm saying? If you price to profit, you're still satisfied with the one. Another thing, and this is not part of the list of the 5, is that the more offers you give, the more chances you give people to patronize you. So stop coming up with one idea and we won't see you again till July. And then we don't see you again till next February. And then you're like, people, they just don't want my services. They don't want to come to my class. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you are consistent. Apply the pressure. You are the pressure, babe. You the pressure. The next thing is make sure that I do simple tech and marketing, yes. And then finally, also with marketing, being consistent, like I said. And then finally, your virtual trichology practice and your LDTP, your long distance treatment plan, needs to be up to par. It needs to be up to date. You have to do those things. It is very important. So let me do this. When you come to the powwow sessions in March, right? It is essentially a mini mastermind. It is going to be like, okay, if you're somebody that's like, I could do what Maisha do, she's not special. I could do exactly what she does. Trichology is easy. I heard her say trichology is easy. I want to put out my book. I want to put out my class. I want to create a class. I have so much stuff I could teach. I don't even really know what to teach. I don't know how to do this. I want to teach about something in trichology, but I don't know what to teach. Right? Come on, make sure you sign up for the powwow. I have 6 more regular spots and 3 VIP spots left. You're saying all of that, but you're like, I just wish I knew I wish I could start. I don't know how to start. I'm overthinking it. I've been doing this for a while. I know I can teach. I have the information. I just don't have what do I do? You need to be in the powwow. You either going to do the powwow or you're going to get a VIP day with me. We're going to be together all day on Zoom, or unless you want to come to New York. And you know what I'm saying? We chill and we do, we work and we, I'll take you to lunch and all that. But you need to be at the powwow. If you're like, all right, I'm in the comfort of my home, I need to get this done, I'll get a VIP the next time. You got to do something. If you don't know how to read blood work, you need to be in the blood work class. Like, that's the ifs, ands, and buts about it. You need to be in the blood work class. You can't keep trying to figure this thing out. Not when people are making up stuff and they're making up stuff. They're lying, but you don't have the information to combat it. People are coming to you in your office and they're saying, oh, I went to a trichologist and they said this. I went to a dermatologist and they said this. And it's like, I could help you, but now I got to pay somebody else to read my blood work because. And this is not the same as getting a BCA, but I'm talking about grassroots, ground level, read this blood work, get this information so you know what the heck you're talking about, what you're looking at to do what? Enhance your treatment plans and protocols. To do what? Give your clients answers. To do what? Come to the front from the back and be a thought leader in trichology. So that's the blood work. When you do the powwow, come on now. You come to the powwow, it's going to be crazy because I'm giving you instruction. I'm giving you strategy. I'm listening to the things that you're saying. Okay, well, I don't know how to do this. What do you think about this? I got you. I've done it all, including quit 7 times. because I was quitting. I was a professional quitter, child. If they had an Emmy for quitting, if they had a Grammy for quitting, it's your girl. She was a quitter. Okay. I'm not proud of that, but I mean, I'm good because I'm back. Ebony, why are you laughing at me? What is going on in here? But yeah, listen, you want to turn your trichology information into cash. You want to make sure that your virtual practice is up to par. Why are you not helping people virtually? What is going on here? I need you to come out to the front, calling all trichologists, calling all leaders. One thing about me, I lead leaders. One thing about me, I mentor mentors. One thing about me, I'm going to coach the trichology coach. Why? Because I know that sometimes we need a space where we can shut the door behind us and be like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Somewhere where we could deal with our imposter syndrome. And I say, all right, girl, now after you do all that, go ahead and wipe your face, give yourself a quick 5-minute beat, close the door behind you, and get back out there and do this thing. Hey, do this thing. So I need to see you at the powwows. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so good. You're literally going to get the answers that you need, and you're going to really build a community because there's going to be other people there. Now, if it's just me and the one of the people that signed up, let me just say the one person that signed up already, if it's just me and her, child, she going to get all this goodness. She going to be amazing, and we going to, we just going to go on. But I trust that there's going to be somebody that wants to do the powwow. Gold is $350. Platinum is $750. They're both on Afterpay. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. If Afterpay don't work for you, reach out to me and I'll, set up something else for you. But let's do it. So Monday is the blood reading class. Please, if you do not know how to read blood work, you can ask. I don't know who you can ask because I don't know if I have anybody on Instagram that did the blood works class with me. But I definitely have. I know Jay is doing it on Monday. Join Jay. Let's go. Right. But if you are somebody that's like, I kind of feel like I want to do the blood work class, I promise you, you will not be sorry. It is absolutely amazing. Like the aha moments that we got were crazy. It was like, oh my gosh, this is why they said this. This is why they said that. Hey, Ebony came over here. Thank you, Ed. Yes, that class is crazy. Cavani's Maine, and y'all follow her because she's doing some big stuff. She has a hair symposium that is crazy. Hair symposium, which is crazy. And she is a person that allowed me the honor of mentoring her in trichology. And she is doing amazing stuff. She put out her date. She will be leaving from behind the chair officially in August. She might be doing it sooner because she is on fire. So you want to make sure that you are doing something to progress. Where do you see yourself as a trichologist? What kind of trichologist are you? There is no cookie cutter answer. You can merge whatever you want to merge. You can take out whatever you want to take out, but you need to show up. People are not going to know you're a trichologist because you're a trichologist in your heart. We're not going to be able to get that information because you do it in your heart. But I need you to stand up. Some people saying, well, I'm not a person that will go live. And I'm not a person that I don't do that. Okay, well, could you take that same excuse knowing that you have bills and tell your kids, baby, I want you to eat, but mommy don't want to do, I don't want to go live. Imagine that if going live and putting out your stuff, being consistent was the only thing standing between you and the lifestyle that you wanted. Because that's why you became a trichologist. You didn't become a trichologist because you thought it was something cute to do. Because if that's the case, you're already a hairstylist. A lot of us are already stylists. So you would just work that and keep going. You obviously was like, let me get into trichology because I know that's another price point. That's another level. I'm able to help people at a deeper level. One of the reasons I chose to be a trichologist, to be honest, because I wanted to be needed and not wanted. And I saw that I was kind of being drowned out in the beauty industry as a cosmetologist because there were like people coming in that were not like, they're not licensed, and they were doing all kinds of stuff. And I didn't want to be a part of that. I needed to set myself apart. Yes, I can compete, but why would I put myself in a competition place when, if I'm a trichologist and know what I'm doing, you can't compete when you don't compare. You don't compare to me. Why? Because I have answers, because I have a solution, because I'm valuable. And the more value that you offer, the more resources attracted to you. Right? So I don't have to worry about, oh, this and that and this trichologist and all that. Because we, as a trichologist, one of the rules of thumb, it's like a secret code. Girl, you don't, first of all, you don't have your prices out there talking about for the low price of $299, you can get a trichologist. No. We know that it's a place of excellence. We know that it is exclusive. We know that it is elite. And because we know that, we present ourselves in that way. In that way. And so the things that we do it in a way that really shows that, okay, I'm invested in this. And when you invest in me, you invest in yourself. For the trichologist. Now, if you're a trichologist right now, you're looking and you're like, hey, I really want to be able to give my information to other trichologists. I want to help other trichologists. There's something that I want to share. There's something that I want to give, right? If that's the case, then you still need to put yourself in a place where you have people that are going to sharpen you. As a trichologist, like, let's be honest, because any and everybody's coming up with a class, but what value are you giving that's going to change the life of another trichologist? Because I feel like people think that the natural progression of things is that once I become a trichologist, now I need to teach trichology. And that's not true. You just came out of a school. They teaching trichology over there. Why are you teaching trichology if you're not going to add to it? If you're not going to add a perspective that is not being given? If you're not going to add, because you can take the trichology information, enhance the cosmetology information, and come out a whole different way as a trichology coach. I mean, as a cosmetology coach or instructor. I know estheticians who said that I have inspired them to become trichologists. And so was the birthing of a trichological esthetician, because scalp is skin. And because they have all this knowledge about about skin, I told them how they can take that information and transfer it to scalp. See, I'm doing too much. This is what I do in the powwow. This is what I do in strategy sessions. This is what I do after class when I teach classes. But look at what you're doing. I have a student, I had a client that came to me for a strategy session, and she said, well, Maisha, this is what I do, and I want to make a pivot. I looked at the new stuff that she's doing. She's about to be a doctor, right? I said, all right, this is what you do. I looked at what you offer. This is what we should call you. She said, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Broke that thing down. She literally changed her title on social media platforms, and she presents as what I gave her. Because trichology is not regulated, number one. People can't tell you how to do it. Now, there's things you shouldn't do, but people can't tell you how to do it. Number two, because it's not regulated, guess what? It's not cookie cutter. You can do what you want to do. Even the people that I disagree with, they have the right to do trichology the way they do it, because you can do it however you want to do it. What speaks to you? You don't have to dry yourself out. You don't have to be a person that you're talking above your own head. Study so that you can break it down to what you understand, and you can translate that information to what you understand and your demographic understands. Okay? So, if you just came, there are 5 ways to turn your trichology knowledge into cash. I hope you look at this again. If you joined the replay, hey girl, hey. Okay. Make sure on Monday, that's 4 days away. the blood works class, master class is happening. If I have one student, or if I have 50 students, I'm teaching with all my heart. I'm going for it. Also, the powwows for March are up. It is only spots for 10 people. I got 9 left, right? It's still February. I got 9 left, but there's only three VIP spots where I'll be talking to you one-on-one, and we'll get our own space. But everything else will be general, but it's going to be good nonetheless. And so, yeah, Afterpay is available for all of those. I can't wait to see you guys. I hope to see you on Monday. I'll probably be live tomorrow because, she consistent. All right. Have a great day today, and happy hair growing.